This is a Jmix exclusive.
I always tell people, Tupac was like Tarzan on a vine. He swung to the next best thing. He when he got to Marin City, he found the guys doing music, and he swung to them. He hit it hard. He made himself a focal point, and they made him a focal point. And then he saw guys like me and my buddies who were free-spirited and different than the average oppressed black dude, and he swung to that. Then he heard of Ray Love and those guys up in Santa Rosa who were actually dancing and practicing and writing lyrics all day and wearing costumes and, doing it like real rappers would do. And he swung his vine to that. Then Layla hooked him up with Atron, who was dealing with Digital Underground. These guys have a hit coming out and about to be on the radio, and he swung to that. Then he swung to Suge Knight, and then he stopped swinging. He always was looking for something greater. He's always looking for something to master and conquer, and he did. But yeah, no, I don't think it was because of the women, but he did learn the women from me. He did learn how to be a master player from me.
For those that don't know, Marin City is nicknamed the Jungle. Can you tell the people from the outside looking in about Marin City? And because you brought up the police would harass you. I mean, is this a nice place to live? Can you describe?
Well, there's Marin County.
Yes, sir.
There's Marin County, and then there's Marin City. Marin County at the time, I think, was like the 5th richest county in our nation. It was very lucrative. A lot of old money lived in Marin, some new money. But Marin City fit the quota. In other words, every major city has housing. Most major cities have most of their housing by the shipyards, because most black communities were created because of the shipping industry, and they would bring the black people to live in these ship lanes and shipyards. And Marin City was, they were a derivative of San Francisco shipping and Oakland shipping. And Marin County chose to put their funding in this one little area called Marin City, their housing and development. I'm not really steep on the history or how all that stuff works, but I know in most cities they have several areas that you have your lower income, and in Marin County, most of it is right there in the one spot. So Marin City is different because you have these black people living and being treated like, low-income people, housing people, but the contrast that they live in Marin County, this rich place. So they catch the bus to school, and their friends and counterparts drive BMWs and Range Rovers and Mercedes. The average black person in Marin City is very different. I really realized it when I moved from San Francisco to Sausalito, and I started hanging with my friends from Marin City. And I noticed that they were different from most black people I've met other places. They had a lot of pride. They were very friendly, unless you got them pissed. Quick to fight. They didn't shoot each other, but they were quick to fist fight. They weren't scared to fight nobody, and everybody knew everybody. So that was really interesting. You've even had situations where you have cousin fighting cousin. All these little things. But at the end of the day, everybody was friends. They would pick themselves up and be friends. Marin City had one shooting every year for a long time. And that may seem like a lot, but one shooting in other communities is heavy. Marin City has your average black folks. The buildings were old. I'm sure they were built in the 60s, but Marin City wasn't dirty and slummy. There wasn't abandoned cars or garbage cans on fire. There wasn't muggings or rapings. There wasn't graffiti anywhere. A white person could walk through there and be very safe. So it's not like that at all. The black culture is there. The black culture is prevalent. There's some very smart people in that community. They come from great places, but it's not a rundown place at all.
Now, you had said earlier that you were the one who actually introduced Tupac to Layla Steinberg. Can you tell us a little bit about that, and what was your relationship with Layla?
No. I can't take that credit. I didn't introduce them, but okay. when someone told, she was a promoter, and she arranged shows, and she knew everybody, and she was just really in the mix. And there was always a thing where us guys from Southern Marin would go up to Petaluma or Santa Rosa to have fun or mess with girls. Tupac heard about the music situation, so he was introduced to Layla, and I drove him there. I drove him. Like when he needed to be someplace, I drove him. I was his transportation. I could go. I didn't have anything to do. I had plenty of cars and plenty of gas. And you know, he met Layla. He introduced me to Layla, and she was excited. You know, she saw something. She saw in him what we all saw. And the thing you saw in Tupac quite naturally or easily was this kid's going to make it. With all his might, he is going to make it. So you can either stand in his way or you can get behind him and push. And everybody saw that. And Layla, being so deep into talent, it didn't take her a second to grasp that. And, you know, she would say, well, Tupac needs to go down here to meet this person. I'd take him. Tupac needed to go to L.A. for something. I'd take him. Tupac, we need to go to this show in San Jose so he can meet Def Jeff and Alpha Rican and De La Soul to try to get on with them. I took him. It's funny, he went to go meet those guys. Layla was trying to get him signed to anybody, and she had all the contacts, so she would meet those guys like Def Jeff. I remember they all came to the hotel room to watch him rap. And they all did the little, you know, the pretend to be listening thing and said, we like you very much. Yeah, but no phone call. To this day, I don't think that any of them know that Tupac auditioned for them, that they could have signed him.
So at this point, when you're driving him around and he is meeting all these people, he's actively writing rap songs.
All the time. You know, we stop somewhere, he'll write something in his notebook. Like me, I'd be taking care of some business. While I'm doing that, he'd be in my Suzuki Samurai bobbing his head, writing something down.
Now, at this point in time, Tupac was more political rapper. He was into the empowerment of the black culture. Would that be an accurate description?
Yes. There was a transition. There was two transitions. When he first came to Marin City, around the time I first met him, he was more of a battle rapper or comical rapper. He had a rap. He would write battle raps. He was like, he came from the East Coast where it was just me against you. I'm the toughest MC. You would hear Kid and Play rap hardcore like they're battling somebody, and you would hear stuff like you know, Will Smith entered the scene with Parents Just Don't Understand. So he started writing. So he had a song called The Misplaced Microphone. It was about his misplaced mic. he was an MC, and that was his thing. And as he came to the West Coast, he was slowly getting into slowly is the word, but as you know, his mom was part of the Panther movement, and he had joined something called the Junior Black Panthers. It was a Black Panther movement for the youth, and it was so he was a member, and he had talked about wanting to go to L.A., and he started teaching me about Afrocentricity, things that I didn't know, things that us as black people didn't really get or grasp or understand, things that KRS-One might talk about, things about simple things that are in your face that are wrong, but you don't know it because you've been living it wrong so long, you've accepted it. And he was so open to that stuff, and his mind was being open. So he started coming out with things like Panther Power and things about the struggle, and his rap started growing in that direction. So, yeah, he became militant, but he didn't start off that way, other than, battle raps and stuff like that.
This is a Jmix exclusive.
What up, shut up?